Today I want to do a podcast style episode where I talk to you particularly about why I feel like our generation, and that's somebody at 37, why we consume so much. We have very much been programmed to do this. We have grown up in a society where it has been changing technology, changing environments, changing advertisement, and it does feel like it has been building up to this point. And I guess maybe sometimes in our life we get to the point where we realise it wasn't important, but we don't know how to change that cycle. Let's talk, why do we consume so much? I was born in the late 80s, mid to late 80s, and I grew up in the 90s essentially. End of the 90s was all about magazine subscriptions with the different gifts. It was all about changing technology, changing toys. They became more electronic. You had cassette tapes and then the development of CDs, which I didn't think would catch on. We had VHS, then DVD. So we were always buying stuff. Like, we were programmed to buy all the time. So every time I got pocket money, I would buy something with that pocket money. There was never a kind of feeling of needing to save. It was always, well, you need the latest thing, you need a new CD, you need a new top, you need the latest fashion. So it was constantly a cycle of, here is something new, you need to buy it. If you don't buy it, you're not keeping up with the trends. Not that I even had the money to keep up with any of the trends, to be honest. I didn't have lots of pocket money or lots of access to money. It was very basic, but anytime I had money, it went. So as soon as you get to adult life, you apply the same principles that you learnt as a child, which was, you see a new trend, you buy it. And you just buy things because you're programmed to buy things. So every payday, I would spend my money within the first 2 weeks. And then by the end of the month, I would be hanging on by a thread, trying to get food on the table. And you don't realise how much pressure you put yourself on by living that kind of lifestyle. But it's ingrained in you. Like, how do you change that consumer society? And for me, lockdown was that pinpoint, that change in time for me. I realised that actually I have stuff. I don't need stuff. I don't use the stuff. So why have I got the stuff? And then every time I was clearing out and I was making money and clearing some debt that I had, I then realised that I wasn't needing to buy the things in the first place. Like, anytime I went into a shop, I always used to feel like I had to buy something. But now I can safely walk into a shop and know that if I don't find something that I'm looking for, I can walk out empty-handed and not feel like I have the pressure to buy, which has always been like a massive thing in the back of my head. I have to buy something in a shop. It's rude not to. It isn't rude not to. You don't need the stuff. And it's just changing that mindset, isn't it? And thinking, okay, maybe I don't need to buy those things because actually I can access things for free, or I can do things in a different way, or I can share, I can borrow, I can hire so that I don't have the full extent of the cost, don't have to keep the item in my space. And actually I'm freeing up that mental space, that physical space, and that financial space by not having so much stuff. But it's really hard when you're programmed. You're programmed to buy. And even now, it's constant advertisements. But I know it's an advertisement and I think, well, unless it's on my wish list, unless I've been wanting it for a while, I'm not buying it. I'm not having it. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is experiences now. And that's where I've put my value. That's my financial value, is on experience and living and doing the things rather than buying the things. That's the difference. So consume in a different way. You still get that buzz from consuming, but you enjoy it so much more than having physical things. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know. Why do you think you buy so much?